अगली किताब लिख क्यों नहीं रहा?
प्रेम, लड़कियां, पैसा, सब कुछ तो है मेरे पास. तब जबरदस्ती काम करने की क्या जरूरत?
Hello and welcome to Night Out Tonight. Now, most of us on Mondays feel a bit like a zombie, and I'm sure that's a sentiment that these guys can understand, Raj, DK, and of course Saif, but they're clearly in a bit of a happier space at the moment, we're happy to note.
Really funny. That script was really funny.
Absolutely. They are really funny. Yeah.
Kunal Khemu and those two other boys were also, the way the roles are written were really amusing. So we thought it'd be nice if we have them in a slightly more mainstream movie, because Go Go Gone was always a kind of a niche idea.
Yeah.
But still something that had to be done, I think.
Absolutely, and I think you just went to town with that.
But we all got paid for this one, so that's the difference.
That always makes everything very, very happy, obviously.
Yes.
You know, and obviously this film takes a very tongue-in-cheek look at happily ever afters. But you guys have said that actually you found the perfect marriage really with Saif, and I thought that was an interesting comment to make. Why is this the perfect marriage?
You said that.
Yeah, see, somebody actually pointed out, you know, we knew it, we kind of, you know, we were enjoying the filming process, but a friend pointed out that I'm finally seeing your humor, you know, what you guys write and this and that. And I say, then there is this actor who is actually doing so well, you know, doing this whole thing, and looks like he gets you guys so much.
Absolutely, it looks like you'll get each other.
I said, like,
it's all about
that. It's not getting diluted. He totally subscribes to this kind of humor, adds to it his own quirks, and so there's no dilution of the process anywhere.
I think, you know, with Dinesh and your relationship, I think, you know, that's also another good relationship, because you say all good relationships are about being together, but also allowing the other person's space to do your own thing. And I think, Saif, you've got to be very good at this marriage thing on so many levels, with males and females alike.
You could say I've had enough practice. Yes.
Fair enough. That's why we love you. Very surprised in my earlier interview, because I've spoken to you guys before, I saw Dinesh very much on the sidelines, and though I was supposed to be doing the interview, or whoever else was supposed to be doing the interview, you kept directing all your answers at Dinesh. Like, synergy is still very much alive and kicking.
You know, we made a small film that's called Being Cyrus. You know, it was the first film that I was made. So I remember the first time Saif reached, and you know, he had a slight interesting drive up to Panchgani, and
after hosting Filmfare Awards late at night.
And I was up, and you know, and right from that day, I don't know what the start point is, but we got along. You know, it was like he would very charmingly scream Dinesh on this.
It wasn't that. He was waiting for me, and he very politely said, you know, have you eaten anything? Because I've ordered some. So I've kept some food for you, and it was butter chicken and naan, and I ate so much of it that, I mean, he's a bit younger than I am and newer at it, but he sort of looked at me and said, are you not eating too much just before the shoot? He started worrying from then. And then he was like, oh my God, what have I done?
And it continues.
And it still continues, yes.
A lot of people are kept away from their happily ever afters because they just have so much emotional baggage. You know, and I think a lot of us have that problem. But Ileana, do you feel that guys deal with emotional baggage and relationship baggage very differently from how women do? What's been your personal take on that?
I've dealt with very different, very extreme, probably, kind of men. Some who are a bit too emotional, and some who have probably not sort of, you know, they don't bear their emotional side as much.
Strong silent type.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you know, we don't cry, men don't cry.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They do deal with it differently. I think women are expected to cry and be overly emotional, which is why I think I love this role so much. I don't have a single scene in the film where I'm emotional.
So not one tear was shed.
Not one tear was shed. No glycerine was wasted.
We're proud of
amazing.
you.
It's also about a girl that is exactly like a guy, you know, which is refreshing to have a woman on screen who kisses a guy and says, you know, don't fall in love with me or don't get involved, and represents what a modern young lady would be, who would definitely probably get killed in a small town for behaving like that. So don't try it at home.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Fair warning.
Very experienced.
Don't try it in rural India is what he means. Don't try this in rural India.
I know.
No, I won't change the statement. It is our duty as filmmakers to present, I feel, somewhere the right values, what we think are the right values. And we think it's okay for a girl to kiss a guy and not completely fall in love with him, provided other areas of her life are well balanced and she's a nice girl. You don't marry the first boy you meet. This is the values we believe in.
And fair enough to that,
and
right?
let us chip away at the old school until it's accepted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, very well put. You guys looked a little nervous and said
They're always
that
worried.
just now.
No, this is a family entertainer and it's not about you.
Like quick change about quick change about.
That's why it's a good synergy.
You guys don't seem to want to stay in a comfort zone at all. We hear that your next project is also going to be rather different, completely out of the box. Again, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Like as an audience, we think first we are audience. We are audience turned filmmakers, I guess. So as an audience, you know, you see a film and you see 2, 3 of the same kind. Now you want to see something else. So, you know, you see, and so I don't think anybody's favorites of rom-coms alone or horror films alone. You want to see all these. So,
but talking about that, would you say this rom-com is from a boy's point of view? Because normally rom-coms are chick flicks.
It is opposite,
Yeah,
slightly
true.
opposite of a chick flick.
Yeah.
So it's the
Which is fun, I think.
It is a very
fun.
male POV rom-com, but which is exactly why it
tried to
required a
term
very...
it, but it didn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
They'll
You
bleep
can't
it
do
out.
that.
not going to
A word comes to my mind. Jack
The
flick.
exact word that
Jack
comes in
flick.
his
Like
mind.
a Richard flick.
It's a
You know what Richard's nickname is?
Yes, we do.
What is nickname for Richard?
Thanks for spelling
Rich.
that out.
Huh?
Rich.
Not
You
Rich.
mean like Dick
Oh,
Nixon?
nice one.
Yeah, something like that.
And in case you're wondering after all that satire whether happily ever after is even possible, well, Arpita Khan certainly seems to think so, and it seems all her happiness has rubbed off in the best possible way. All that after the break. Welcome back. You're still watching Night Out. Now, we all know that a bride likes the attention to be completely focused on her when it comes to her big day and in the run-up to it. But when your older brother is Salman Khan, that's a little tough. But we're sure Arpita certainly isn't complaining, especially as all the love in the air has led to the thawing in a certain other relationship as well.
It has been 6 years since on Katrina Kaif's birthday party, Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan went their separate ways after a fight that shook the Indian film industry. On Sunday night, however, all that changed when Shah Rukh Khan walked into the haldi ceremony of Salman Khan's sister, Arpita. The two hugged and posed with the bride-to-be at Salman's Bandra residence. Reports suggest that Salman had personally invited Shah Rukh for the wedding. Speculations are high as to whether SRK will now be part of the wedding ceremony on the 18th of November. But if the Sunday night gesture is anything to go by, then Karan Arjun are indeed back. NDTV Bureau Report. Deepika Padukone received 26 awards last year for her role in Goliyon Ki Ras Leela, Ram Leela and Chennai Express. A reason perhaps why Deepika has made an entry into the high and mighty club of India at number 48. A club dominated by men, Deepika is only the second woman on the list. ICICI Bank head Chanda Kochar being the first at number 33. The other Bollywood stars who made it to the list were the three Khans, and while one would expect Ranbir Kapoor to be there too, it was Deepika who gets bragging rights for this one as far as the younger lot of Bollywood celebrities go. Meanwhile, rumoured boyfriend Ranveer Singh hasn't been having the best of days at the box office, with Kill Dil struggling at the ticket window. Singh was spotted on the sets of Piku, where Deepika has been busy shooting. Reports suggest that Ranveer spent the entire day in the actress's vanity van and the two left together after pack-up. And now for Katrina Kaif, who after Fitur has another performance-heavy role lined up in Prakash Jha's Rajneeti 2. In a recent interview to a newspaper, Jha spoke about how he had planned a sequel and Katrina was clearly a part of it. He says, and we quote, "Who would have imagined 2 years ago that the BJP would return to power at the centre? I already had a story about a political family whose only surviving male member has left the battlefield and a woman who has come from outside picks up the baton." Jha would have to look for more cast members because characters played by Ajay Devgan and Manoj Bajpayee died in the first film. Ranbir Kapoor is also unlikely to return to the film. Jha says, "Katrina's Indu is now the Chief Minister and Rajneeti 2 will start with her. Then we'll have other family members coming in." Meanwhile, Katrina's partner Ranbir Kapoor will finally have a release in Bombay Velvet. The release date has been locked to May 15, 2015, and Anurag Kashyap, the director, has another wild plan for the film. Kashyap wants his idol, Hollywood director Martin Scorsese, to present the film. Reports also suggest that the Ranbir Kapoor-Anushka Sharma starrer could also have an international release. And while Phantom Films has denied it, Ranbir would be just content that the film finally has a release date, considering he has been out of the silver screen for almost 2 years now.